All right, let's go back to our top story this morning. And the Speaker of the East African Legislative Assembly is this morning issuing a statement over Kenya's withdrawal of troops from South Sudan. Now, Kenya started pulling out troops following the sacking of Lieutenant General Johnson Ondieki as commander of the UN mission in South Sudan. Well, Kenya says Ondieki was accused of failing to protect civilians in structural inefficiencies within the mission. And the UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and the US have criticized the decision, asking the country to reconsider its position.
Dramatic row with President Uhuru Kenyatta ordering immediate withdrawal of the Kenyan troops from South Sudan. The first batch of 100 soldiers returned home on 9th November. A Kenyan commander said an estimated 1,000 soldiers will return home in batches. The International Policy Group, a non-governmental organization dedicated to sustainable peace and justice, carried out investigations into the power politics behind the removal of General Ondieki. According to the organization, Ban Ki-moon violated UN procedures, powers and processes when he dismissed the peacekeepers' commander. A UN report said peacekeepers abandoned their posts and failed to respond to pleas for help from aid workers under attack in a nearby hotel compound. The hotel served as a safe house for humanitarian and covert intelligence activities. A few hours after fighting in Juba stopped, rogue units from the Sudan People's Liberation Army converged on the compound and specifically targeted American citizens. A report by the International Policy Group claims Ban Ki-moon made General Ondieki a sacrificial lamb in order to appease and ward off pressure from the United States of America and Britain, who are permanent members of the UN Security Council. The report further states the US government policy to forcibly change the regime in Juba led to US citizens being prime targets during the Juba conflict. It concludes that Lieutenant General Ondieke's removal was a move to help a superpower cover up for its negligence and failure to protect its citizens. The report says there is systemic and structural dysfunction in UN missions that require major reforms to avoid recurrence of a similar crisis as was in Juba. The International Policy Group has proposed that the UN mission in South Sudan should be replaced with an African mission in South Sudan, AMIS, as a more effective alternative to what the report calls the failed UN mission. The report also says Kenya should remain engaged in the peace process and should consider rejoining AMIS if it is formed. Patrick Amimo, KTN News.
And so, like I mentioned, the Speaker of the East Africa Legislative Assembly is going to be making